At an earlier time, I sat down with the one, the only Jules Wainstein, and today I share this never before aired chat with the one and only Jules Wainstein. We talk about RHONY past, talk about RHONY future, my, how things have changed. But stay tuned, sit back. Today we are joined from a never before, from the vault, never before heard chat with the one and only Miss Jules Wainstein. Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only Miss Jules Wainstein.
Hi, how are you?
How's
Thank
that
you
for
for
an
having me, David.
introduction? Oh my
I
God.
mean, I love an introduction. You know me.
What is going on? You're in Boca, right? So what's going on in Boca today?
um, Boca is, I mean, I'm living La Vida Boca, David. It is amazing. It's actually, there's like an invasion of New York. I don't even think it's Florida anymore. It's amazing. Um, the kids and I are loving it. They love school. We moved into a great little house on the Intercoastal by the beach, and we really love it there. I mean, I'm not saying my heart is in New York, but um, I think I'm going to stay there for a while.
Well, listen, I mean, I'm in New York City, so you really were ahead of your time because I can attest that every New Yorker, pretty much, thanks to COVID, is living in Florida these days.
I know, I'm so trendy.
You really are. And you do miss New York at times?
Oh, I love New York. I love it. My family is there. All my friends are there. I visit all the time, so it's not like I'm not saying I won't move back, but for now, you know.
And you know what? You could go back and forth between the two, right?
Yeah, it's 2 seconds away. You know, so easy.
Well, you moved to Boca like shortly after your appearance on Real Housewives of New York City in 2016, season 8. Does that seem, listen, it was only 6 years ago. Does that seem like only 6 years ago? Or does that seem like, oh my God, that's another lifetime? Who was that woman? When was
I
that?
forgot. You reminded me. I was on the show. I forgot I did the show. You know, I mean, it was only one season. I honestly, I wish I did more, but considering what happened in my marriage and I have young children, it was best that I stepped down. And I kind of love my privacy right now. You know, although I recently got back on social media, maybe 2 weeks ago. Um, it's kind of, I have like anxiety. It's a lot of work posting a picture, you know. But but you know, it was really nice to have your own privacy. You know, the show was a lot,
Did
although
you,
I loved it.
did you know? I mean, like you lived in New York, it was season 8. Like, did you know what, like, did you watch Real Housewives of New York before you were on it? Like, did you know what you were getting into?
Kind of. I mean, I watched maybe the first 3 seasons, the most important ones, I think. But then, you know, I had kids, whatever. I didn't really watch TV that much. Dorinda was a very good friend of mine, and she convinced me to do it. My kids were going to school, you know, 9 to 4, and I started a business, Modern Alchemy. Um, and I wanted, you know, to do something. It was a great experience, though. You know, I don't have any regrets. But but no one could ever know what you're getting yourself into. And plus, like, you know, the show, if you do a second season, I think the world really gets to know who you are. The first season, it's you don't really have that chance. You know, people assume, right?
People assume, and you were really friends with Dorinda before the show, because you know how that goes. We all know now, sometimes you're really friends, sometimes it's Dorinda's quote unquote friends with air quotes, but you actually knew Dorinda.
Yeah, no, Dorinda and I met a few years earlier at Dr. Shaver, who I put on the show when I, you know, had my cooter accident. I don't know if you
Yes, you did.
remember.
Oh, I remember. Yes.
um, yes, we met at his wedding, and we loved each other. We went to fashion shows, birthday parties, whatever. And I knew Ramona. We were neighbors in the Hamptons. Um, Bethenny, we had friends in common. That's it. So
Who was like when you got there and started filming? Because sometimes, listen, I've heard from everyone, just being friends with someone doesn't mean anything. You're your friend, and then when it's like, wait, there's a camera, you're like, who the hell is this person? This is not the friend I've had for 10 years. Like, who was the easiest to connect with out of that group? Like,
Dorinda and I all the way. We were always, sharing rooms. She always had my back. Loved her. I love Sonia. So, Sonia, they don't give a lot of credit to. She plays this role of like ditzy, like Lucille Ball, but she's a very, very smart. She plays that role because, listen, she's still on the show till this day, but she's a businesswoman. Listen, she's a real housewife. Like, she runs that townhouse. That's hard. I mean, I'm a single mom, and it's really hard to run a 3-bathroom home, and the property and the landscaping by myself. I can't. It's hard. And the money. Like, she has a business that's successful. Like all the girls, and even the tipsy girl, or whatever. I literally just started working 2 weeks ago, and I'm a single mom. I don't have. I mean, I have my mother, thank God, but it's like I have so much. I have to color my hair every 10 days now.
Keeping up a home. Listen, I'm a single girl and I have a 1-bedroom, and it's hard with no husband and no kids just to like maintain the space that I am in. I'm like, why is it? God. And I have someone who cleans. I'm like, it's just every day. I'm like, why is this place a disaster? And it was literally cleaned yesterday. And like, my life is out of control. And yes.
Do you know what so I'm opening up, my best friend and I are opening up like a beauty wellness lifestyle bazaar studio at, do you know the Faina Hotel?
Yeah.
Faina Bazaar in Miami. We're just building it. It's not open yet officially, but we do IV drips. Right before this interview, I needed an IV drip, and we have Botox and Juvederm because to come here because I don't have time and I just want to look okay and be distressed and in a good mood.
Right, it's all about the Botox and Juvederm.
I could pull my shit together for you, David.
Listen, and here I am. I mean, I look like I just rolled out of bed basically today, but that's
you're very handsome. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
You're single?
I am single. Are you gonna fix me up?
Actually, yeah.
It doesn't need to be in New York City. I mean, this job, no, I'm not even New York half the time. I'm like on the road and people don't even know.
What about LA?
I'm in LA all the time. All the time.
My best friend who I want to convert so I can marry him, but he's not. His name is Nick Lamarada, and he's gorgeous.
That's a good name.
And you'll love him.
That's a good name.
Nicky Lamarada.
Listen, I already come with a place in New York. Like, we could be bi-coastal. Like, there's worse options, right?
He's amazing. He lived in New York. He just moved there a year ago.
Everyone's leaving.
You'll love him.